All right, hello once again. This is Jeff Scott of Rankin Technical College. We're talking Bootstrap as part of the AWD 1000 class, and I've gone and done a few preliminary lectures, and I'm just going to end with my last one right now, all right, in just a minute. So, minimize that. And we've got our file up here that we've been working on, and again, I haven't added any of my own code. I've just dropped in a bunch of pre-written Bootstrap code for us. So let's go back to here, and we'll go back to here. All right. And we've looked at some buttons. We looked at a few things. Buttons aren't that big a thing. They probably make sense. So how about images? All right, let's put in 3 images here. So we'll put in 3 images. I'll have to go out and grab some, okay? So again, I just keep moving stuff down here, and I'm putting it way down here at the bottom. Now, because I like to consider myself at least a fairly decent developer, I'm going to come back now, and I'm going to add a folder and put my images in a folder named Images. All right? So, let's go out. We'll go out to Google, and under google.com, we'll go to Google Images, and I'm going to put down students. All right, there we got some pictures of students. Well, I was hoping to get some individual pictures, because I think they'll look a little funky otherwise. Well, graduation's coming up for Rankin tomorrow, so let's grab 3 different graduation images. All right, so I'm going to save this image here, and I'll save it to my desktop. I have no idea how this is going to look, because I'm doing it all off the top of my head. So under images, I'm going to call this one grads1.jpg. All right. This one I'll save. And this will be grads2.ping. And was there another one? I thought I saw. There we go. Here's another one. And this will be grads3.jpg. Okay? And I'm not going to worry about, putting in a lot of superfluous type of stuff in here. So the source is going to be images/grads1.jpg alt. All I'm going to put in here for the alt is it's going to be graduates. Graduate photo 1. All right. Then we're going to have images/grads2, and that was a ping file. And this will say graduate photo 2. All right. And the third one will be images grads3. That was another JPEG. Not grades, grads 3. All right. And the alt text for that will be graduate photo 3. Okay? All right, let's save these, and let's bring our site up again. You know what it looks like right now, like that. Let's refresh, and we've got some pictures in here. Now, why don't we have all of our pictures? I goofed up with that one, but that's okay. We'll fix it anyway. All right, we're going to fix it in just a second. Images grads2.ping. Thought that's what it was. Let's double check. Grads. Oh, I got ping.ping. That'll do it. All right. Let's go back. And before we do these, let's put a line break, at least after our buttons. And let's put a line break after each one of our pictures. We don't have to do that, but let's do it anyway. All right. Now, going back to our site, here, let's refresh. All right. Now, it's not that easy to see, but we've put the photos in. They've been scaled. They look very nice. All right. I'm not sure what this, let's see, what were they set up to be here? Rounded, circle, and thumbnail, which I don't see those effects coming in there, so I'm not sure why. All right. Typically, we would have had a rounded effect, etc. So let's go back. As always, we'll go back and we'll look at the documentation. Maybe I left something out. I didn't think I did. Add classes to an image element. All right. In Internet Explorer 8, etc. Images and all right. Button, root, glass, alerts, components. Oh, I was looking for images. I went back to the version 3, which I shouldn't have done. Let's see if we can do this. This will work out better if it works. All right, I'm going to take this code that you see right here. Okay, I'm going to copy it to the clipboard. I'm going to come up to the top, right under our container div, and before all the other stuff we added to begin with, I'm going to paste this in. All right. So what is that? Okay, so I put in this. Okay, so we put in 3 carousel items, and right now they're not going to nothing's going to show because I don't think any of that stuff has been set up. So I'm going to change that for our images. Okay, you've got class equal, but where the source and the alt are, I'm going to remove those and put in all the ones that we had done down here. So there's our source. We can put this over multiple lines. It'll make it much easier to read. And there's our alt. All right, now let's put in our second one. Remove these two just so there'll be no problem when we run this in just a second. All right. Okay, and let's do the same thing with our third one. If it works, if it doesn't work, I look silly, but I don't care. But if it works, we're going to have a little slideshow with those photos in there that you just saw. And like I said, if it doesn't work, well, then I got a little egg on my face. But you know what? It wouldn't be the first time, won't be the last time. So all right, so let's go back and let's go right to the top and let's refresh. All right. Well, there's good news and bad news. The good news is we have a picture. The bad news is it's not scrolling. Okay, so I don't know what's going on. But what I wanted to show you was a simple carousel. Okay, there we go. It's just very slow. All right, now that's not what I would put in a carousel. I would work on the background and do a lot of other stuff. But what you're seeing is I've got a carousel going. I didn't add any code to do this. All right, I like it. Okay, let's continue on then. See if there's a couple more things that we can cover in here. Again, I'm not going to cover all of them. It would just be silly to even attempt to do that. All right. Quite often at the top of your page, you have what's called a jumbotron. You might have something as simple as this with a hello world, welcome to our site, whatever. And they don't have many examples, but let's grab the code they have here. and we'll put this right under our carousel. Okay, so we'll put it right here. Again, using CSS, it is possible to go in and make massive types of changes to the way this Jumbotron looks. I'm just trying to put something out there just so you see it. That's all. All right. Now you'll notice that that first paragraph, this is why I'm doing this, the first paragraph says class equal lead and the second one does not. All right, so the first paragraph, the lead paragraph, is always going to be a little bit bigger in size. And I put that out there just so you'll be able to see that indeed it's a little bit bigger. This is the button, and it's going to be a little bit bigger also. So this is our Jumbotron. Again, we could come in here and make massive changes to it using our CSS. All right, so now there's our Jumbotron right underneath our very simple carousel. Okay, so you see how this site, we've got a lot of stuff in here on this page already, and we haven't written a darn thing. Okay, I think one thing I will do so that this carousel stands out a little bit more, let's do this. Let's say, let's go into our own CSS file, the one called style.css. So let's open that. I think that this change will take place, but I'm not even positive, but we're going to try anyway. I'm going to just say body, body. Hopefully I'm not overwriting anything where I'm going to screw anything up, but I'll say background, color. I think you can see, is there a light blue? I'll just grab a hex code for light blue. Hex code, light blue. We'll use that. I don't even know what it is, but you know what? It's fine. All right. I just want, what I want is for our slideshow to pop a little bit more than it's doing now. See that? So now it's much easier for you to see everything that's in here. All right? Okay. All right. One or two more things, and then we'll actually start on the tutorial. All right, so what else do we have in here? Well, we looked at the Jumbotron. How about a nav bar? That'd be nice. Let's have a nav bar at the top. All right, here's a basic nav bar. Okay, so we'll put that nav bar right in between our slideshow and what else did we just add here? We put it right between our slideshow and our Jumbotron. So we'll put a nav bar in here. Okay, so I'm just grabbing the code for that. So right before our Jumbotron, we're going to add that. Now, one thing I don't like about this is you get some default text, which is kind of silly text. Oops. So I'm going to change this from link, and you know, active is fine in there, but I'm going to have this. This will say home, about, and let's just have contact. Again, I have not written any code myself. And there's our nav bar. Okay, we can set it up if we want to so that it doesn't move, you know, etc. We can do a lot of other stuff with it. Okay, the active, I could change that or get rid of that too. The contact has been disabled, but we could enable it too. All right, so we put a few things in here, and let's take a look at the code we put in. Again, we got a carousel. That's just our ID. It's of type carousel slide. I don't remember what the data ride is, but that's probably something else that has to do with like the roll type of thing, although I could be wrong. And then we're using an inner, this is our inner class, again with a role, and we just have divs with our images in them. The class, notice everything is class-based. We're working with pre-written CSS classes. That's the key to using this stuff. All right, nav2, class is nav. List item, class equal nav item. There, you know, whoever thought this up, all right, and I believe Bootstrap were two guys who worked, I think, for Twitter, and they broke away and started making this. There was a lot of thought that went into it and a lot of really good ideas that went into it. Let's maybe do one more and then we'll just start. We'll start after that on our on the actual tutorial. We want to pop over. I'll copy all that to the clipboard, and right underneath our, well, let's put it right under our Jumbotron. Okay, so what do we have here? Button type equal button. Okay, class equal, remember it has to always start with a BTN. Then we're saying it's a large button, it's a danger button, it's going to be a toggle button, so it'll pop over. When we pop over, you know, more information, data content, and here's some amazing content. We could say something like, you know, this isn't a great example, but and here's some amazing content. You have very engaging, right? Click the top. Okay, so let's just say here may be, for example, where we have some legal stuff. Probably wouldn't have it there, but just so you see it. Click to toggle, we'll call it legal popover. Oops. All right, and one more time, let's run this. Okay, there's our popover. Well, I must have removed something that I shouldn't have, and that's okay. Let's just go back here, start removing this stuff, and get it back to the way it looked before. All right. They had it on one line. I'll just do everything because I'm going to remove everything I put in because I may have screwed something up. So that's all their stuff. So let's see if this fixes it. There's our popover where it says popover title. All right, so I did that very, very quickly. I'm not going to apologize for that. You know, it was an intro. But now I'm going to go in and I'm going to start going through, no, not the examples, but I'm going to start right at the tutorial. What is Bootstrap, the getting started? Some of this we've already looked at. Fine. All right, repetition is great. So I'll be back with that in just a couple minutes.